Well, hello, algebra students and general seekers of truth. Let us continue from what we did in our last video here. And in this situation, I'm going to ask you to fill in the blanks here for me. All right. So it's kind of like the reverse of what we did up here. We started out here knowing the right side of the equation, and then we kind of multiplied out to get this expanded form. And now we want to use the pattern that we found in the last video in order for us to figure out how to complete these problems. Okay, so this term right here, this number right here is key, x plus 8. Well, what's the pattern? Well, this is the coefficient of the x term, and that's always going to be twice this number. So if you look back here at this example, 14x, x plus 7, 6x, x plus 3. So if you have an 8x here, this number is going to be 4. Right? And then the other term that's out here is always this number squared. So 3 squared is 9, 7 squared is 49, k squared is k squared, 5 squared is 25. So this number in the blank here is going to be 4 squared, or 16. Let us continue. You have this number in the middle here, and that corresponds to the coefficient of the x term. So what's in the parentheses is going to be half of that number, and that's going to be 9. And this blank here is going to be 81. It's this number here, the constant of the binomial, squared. And as we continue down, we can look at a few more examples that are maybe a little bit trickier. This time we have negative 16. So what we need here is half of negative 16, so that's negative 8. Now note, when you take this and you square it, you still end up with a positive number, which is 64. Now we get to something that's even a little bit trickier. We have a number here that's an odd number. So if you notice, every problem I've given you here, this number, this coefficient of the x term is always an even number. Now we have an odd one, but that's okay. The same rule still applies. This right here will be 1/2 of that, so that's 7 halves. And then this term right here will be 7 halves squared, right? So I'll write a note here on the side. 7 over 2 squared is really 7 squared over 2 squared, or 49 over 4. 49 over 4. Oops, that should say 4 there. Okay. 49, let me clean this up a little bit. Over 4. And then finally, we get to one thing where we have a variable in here. Well, remember, all we need to do is figure out this pattern. Well, we already know that the coefficient of this term is twice this number. And so this number is going to be b over 2. And this number here is going to be b over 2 squared. Let me clean this up here. I don't know why I'm getting sloppy all of a sudden. It should be b over 2 quantity squared, which is b squared over 2 squared. I want to make sure these are b's here that I'm doing. They're not 6, b squared over 2 squared. So that's b squared over 4. So here you end up with b squared over 4. And this whole process that we've been doing here, it's called completing the square. You basically add a constant here so that you can make a term that looks like that is a perfect square. And so I'm going to add one more video here to this video series, and make sure you fully understand what's going on. And then we'll move on to some more complicated ideas. As always, keep working hard. This is not supposed to be easy, but you can definitely do it if you practice and ask for help. Thank you for watching, and have a wonderful day.